behalf of the Webb family, I want to thank you for celebrating Kyle and Cassidy's special day. Months leading to this day gave me ample opportunities to reflect back at these two relationships. Cassidy is my second and only daughter. Second child and only daughter. Cassidy was our colicky baby. If that girl did not get what she wanted, she would throw a tremendous tantrum. She would work herself up into such a frenzy, she would literally pass out. When this occurred the first time, it was quite the experience that we would never forget. With Jody on the phone explaining the situation, we were instructed to lightly blow in her face. That was all it took to bring her out of her coma-like state. After a few episodes, Jody and I were able to predict Cassie's next episode. Then and there is when we knew of Cassidy's strong will and personality. Growing up, Cassie was a perfect angel. Family, friends, softball, and school were her passions. Not necessarily in that order. Cassie developed a love for softball at an early age. Many weekends were spent on a ball field. It was back then when I noticed that Cassie had a unique skill at being able to lead by example and bring separate cliques on a team together for the betterment of the team. It didn't matter if they were losing by 10 or up by 10, she would always be that positive cheerleader. One characteristic of Cassie's that I was very proud of is that you could never tell if she had an 0 for 4 game with 4 strikeouts or a 4 for 4 day with a couple of rockets off the bat. Wonderful memories. During Cassidy's high school years, I had it made. She kept herself busy with sports, work, volunteering at a nursing home, school, and still had time for her friends and family. Never once did I or Jody ever have a problem with a coach or a teacher. Just the opposite. Many times it was brought to our attention of Cassie's leadership skills. Spring of Cassie's senior, things changed a little. For the first time, Cassie brought home her first serious boyfriend to meet the family. Awkward would be an understatement. She brings over Kyle. Remind you that he was 3.5 years older than my 17-year-old daughter. Not to mention, he showed up with a Slipknot t-shirt and supporting 3 tattoos on his arms. I reacted like any normal father would. Are you serious? As I struggled through the first meeting, I had to make a decision. Say something and embarrass my daughter and have her hate me for, a month? Or keep my mouth shut and give this young man a chance. Well, I love my daughter so much that I decided to keep quiet and see what would happen. I remember back then trying to get to know Kyle, but we really didn't have a lot in common. I remember Kyle being very quiet and not engaging. So I really didn't try to get to know Kyle during the early years either. So as Cassie graduates from high school and moves on to Eau Claire, I figured that Kyle would slowly fade out of the picture. Boy, was I wrong. He started showing up at family dinners, holidays, picnics, and family gatherings. And basically, they were inseparable. As Kyle would hang around more frequently, I eventually got to know him on a one-to-one level. I soon realized that my first impressions were way off base. This young man has passion and dreams with the knowledge to pursue those dreams. It was very interesting. I learned that one of his idols was Steve Irwin. It was then and there that I learned that Kyle was a herpetoculturist. I remember asking Kyle many questions about his hobby, and he would always explain the answer very thoroughly with obvious passion. Kyle and Cassie enjoy going to reptile shows. Tinley Park, a suburb of Chicago, is the Super Bowl of reptile shows. They would go to Tinley Park twice a year, and I could see the anticipated excitement every time. It was a goal of his to grow his business and to have a booth at this venue. Well, his hard work and knowledge and perseverance have paid off. This fall, Kyle will be vending at Tinley Park with Cassie right by his side. much this means to Kyle, and I'm very excited for him. Good job, Kyle, and good luck. Kyle will join us on our annual summer vacation. One moment that stands out that reflects Kyle's character. Kyle enjoyed taking the boat out in the evening and going fishing. Our youngest son, Carson, would always be asking Kyle if he could go fishing with him. Even though I know Kyle wanted to spend some alone time with Cassidy on the lake, he always took Carson with him. I was always impressed with that act of unselfishness. It just doesn't feel right to say, welcome to the family, Kyle. Really, you have been part of this family through the good times and the most recent hard times. I trust you, Kyle, to be the best husband to my daughter that you can be. I see the happiness that you bring to Cassidy's life and makes me a very proud father. In closing, I would like to officially welcome you to the family, and if you ever need my help or advice, give me a call. Love you guys.